Governor Tim Kaine announced today that 8 organizations received a total of $2.8 million in grant funding. The monies will expand and improve community-based programs and services that address the needs of people with traumatic brain and spinal cord injuries and their families. Among those receiving grants is Crossroads to Brain Injury Recovery. The Harrisonburg organization will receive $267,000. And joining us now to discuss the grant and the organization is the board president of Crossroads to Brain Injury Recovery, Dr. Cynthia O'Donohue. Dr. O'Donohue, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Now, first of all, explain what your organization does. It's fairly new, right?
It is. It's a young organization. Our goal for Crossroads to Brain Injury Recovery is to provide case management services to assist individuals who have sustained a brain injury. This could be either through a stroke, an aneurysm, or something like a motor vehicle accident, where they've been in a car wreck and have had a more traumatic huge diffuse injury. These individuals move through acute care hospital systems, they move through a rehabilitation process, but sometimes when they're trying to get back into the community, reintegrated into the workforce, getting back to their normal life, they need some assistance, and this is where case management services becomes particularly effective.
And I believe you service, I think it's 5 counties in the central Shenandoah Valley area?
We do. We have Rockingham, Augusta, Rockbridge, Bath, and Highland counties.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, the money that you got, well, typically who would you say the people are that you serve? Are they stroke cases? Are they, head injury cases where someone, the motorcycle type thing, or, post-war cases?
We will be seeing more of the post-war cases as we see our wounded warriors returning back. At this juncture, we're seeing a mix of stroke survivors as well as traumatic brain injuries, probably a few more of the traumatic brain injury cases because these cases, we're talking many traumatic brain injuries occur in younger years. And so now we're talking about people that will have problems that they will need to deal with over a course of their lifetime.
Okay. This $267,000 grant that you received, what specifically will it do?
The goal for this grant is to provide emergency or crisis intervention services. These particular individuals, particularly the traumatic brain injury patients, tend to have frontal injuries where maybe they've hit their frontal lobe or damaged their frontal lobe. This makes it difficult for them in terms of decision making. They can be impulsive, etc. So sometimes we have escalation in behaviors where if they're not managed appropriately, they could end up hurting themselves, others. And so our goal with this grant, particularly in the first year, is to do a needs assessment for the area to see what are we doing well in these 5 counties, where can we improve, and the data that we gather from there will direct how we educate, how we make services more seamless for these individuals. And also it's going to be a big job because we're pulling together many stakeholders, hospitals, EMT, ICR Rescue, police, force, etc., our community services board. So we'll be integrating many of the stakeholders in our region to see how we can optimize these services so that hopefully we can intervene before we get to a crisis situation.
We have a board will tell you about how to contact this group, but who that doesn't know about your group should contact you for information? Who should go to you all as a resource for more information about traumatic brain injury, stroke, recovery, these types of things?
Any individual who has sustained a form of brain injury, any of their caregivers, family members, and also any healthcare professionals that we might be able to assist, we'd be glad to step in any way that we could. All
right, Dr. Cynthia O'Donohue with the Crossroads to Brain Injury Recovery, I want to thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And now for more information on the organization Crossroads to Brain Injury Recovery in Harrisonburg, that's where it's located, just go to our website,